Oh. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Rock Bottom with Rhoda and Dan. I'm Dan.
And I'm Rhoda.
Let's see. Oh, why don't we discuss, just to be different, all right?
Oh, okay.
Just to be different today. Let's discuss some stupid stuff that Trump has done.
Oh man, you can think of something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, not without help. Not without help.
Not with what?
Not without help. Congress helped him.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
oh,
not
no,
something,
no.
That's just something that Congress helped him.
Oh, absolutely.
With. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. He
Yeah.
couldn't be stupid on his own. He had to have some other stupid people to help him.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
We're talking, of course, of the big stupid bill.
Yeah.
That I would contend that if a person was to argue that what has he accomplished in this second term?
Oh, I thought you could say in this life. Okay. In this second term. Okay. All right.
In his life?
Yeah. That one's a tough one too. Yeah.
That is basically one of the only things he's
that's about the only thing they passed, isn't it?
That's about the only thing that he's passed.
Second term. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing that
they.
The big
I bet
dumb
you they
bill.
named some post offices, but other than that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and of course, ICE has been in the news. I think that was his big thing, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
And of course, they got us into a war. Blah 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 blah. But this big dumb bill that a bunch of greedy people, I would say,
I think
put this in to screw a lot of people.
Yeah, because they thought they were getting something they didn't deserve, and they weren't getting enough of what they deserved. So, yes, that's the way it usually is. Everybody else is taking a free ride, and I need to get mine. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Yep.
You know, like these.
So a billionaire, they barely make by. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What good is having $1 billion if everybody, all your friends have $2 billion? I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like you can't bribe somebody with this $1 billion anymore. Well, I don't know. Maybe you can. But
I don't know. Just today, there's a report out today, and I promise you, we will get back to this. Okay, I promise.
And this is kind of our thing, but you can go by the chapters and just skip everything in this front if you want to. But anyway.
So we learned today there was a report out about our Supreme Court justices.
Oh yeah.
That have taken gifts.
Yes.
Clarence
Thomas.
I forget how many gifts that he's taken.
They estimate that it's over $3 million worth of gifts. But what's $3 million compared to $1 billion? So
I mean, are these people insane? I ask you this.
I don't know
this.
Why this stuff just goes by and it's like, oh, boys will be boys type thing, or it's no big deal, or everybody's crooked. But you got to start somewhere by saying, okay, we're going to stop it here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
mean, apparently they all have taken gifts, but he far and above everyone else.
Yeah, he wins.
Yeah, $3 million they estimate.
Yeah.
That worth of gifts that he has received.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that tell you something? I mean, if you're a decent, honorable human being, shouldn't you say, no, I'm not taking your gift.
Right.
You are not going to influence me. I am a judge.
And people will talk.
Yes.
To have you no shame. It's one of those things. It's like,
if you want to keep your name clean,
right,
and your reputation clean, say thanks, but no thanks.
Right. I'll get by in my own.
But no, that's not what he does.
It's not like they pay him a pauper's wage or anything. And
he's probably making $10, $15 over minimum wage.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, probably.
So,
probably, yeah.
I mean, still. So I just, that's, what the hell are we doing these days? I don't understand this whole thing.
It's all the good old boy network type thing. It's like, it's who you know, it's how much money you have, and you've got it made. It's
as he's taking gifts.
Yes.
In a tune of $2 or $3 million, so they say. Okay, so they say. Yeah. He's also basically making rulings that that have hurt the very people that need help.
Yeah, yeah.
He's taken. Basically, they have made rulings that would take from people that really need it.
Well, and then letting things like money is to speech, so we have to have free speech.
Right.
So we can't make limits on your freedom. So you can give as much money as you want to. You can buy as many politicians as you want to.
And that's what's happening.
As long as you disclose it and everybody knows.
And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they're just we'll just set up an organization and we'll just do that.
And I bring this up only because this big, beautiful bill.
It's picking on
is screwing the very people that need it most, while our lawmakers are making lots and lots of money. Yeah. Trump and his family have made lots and lots of money this second time around, and they're not even trying to hide it.
No, they're not. They're not. And some of the things that they did for us poor people, like not putting tax in overtime.
Yeah. Would you like this, Lina?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Sure. Whoops, let me get that out of the way.
Not taxing tips.
Yeah.
You can use your auto loan interest up to $10,000 as a deductible.
Sure.
Wonderful, great things. They're all going to stop after December 31st, 2008, when the new president comes in, which maybe just might be a Democrat who's going to take the blame for doing
They're going to take the hit.
Yes, they're going to take the hit. Whoever comes in after Trump is going to take the hit.
And that's exactly what he wanted. That's exactly what he wanted. So he can turn around and say, well, see what these guys did. See what these guys did. Mm-hmm. I gave you, and now they're taking it away.
They're taking it away, yeah.
That's what grinds me the most. Yeah. And people are not going to remember
And you can't
this.
say it's just a coincidence that they decided to take it away in 2028.
Right.
It's also like popular student loan plans are going to be taken away. They're going to add a $35 Medicaid copayment in 2028.
All right, explain that. Can you?
Oh, right now for Medicaid, there's there's no copay for visiting your doctor. So, but now they're going to be a $35 Medicaid copay.
Really?
Well, it's for the expansion adults. It's like when states when they started doing things with Obamacare and stuff, more states bought into the expansion of Medicaid. Now they want to kind of punish them. Anyway.
Of course.
So those people in those states that didn't have it will think, oh, we're getting screwed. So yeah.
Right.
They're going to get rid of the SALT deduction. That was sales and sales tax that you pay it to your state.
Oh.
Used to be able to. They were making it so when they did this big beautiful bill, they made it so people in states that actually have benefits for their citizens, they pay a higher rate of tax, and so they let them deduct that from their federal tax. Well, they're going to stop that too in 2030. And then, let's see. Long-term care staffing rule moratoriums are going to stop in 2034. Other things are happening immediately after this midterm election.
Right.
When you re-vote in the people that brought this stuff to you. That the things that they're going to cut, they've already made some cuts and things like in Medicaid, but right after in late 2026, early 2027, they're going to do some things like, you have to have an 80-hour monthly work requirement and switch to a mandatory 6 months eligibility for Medicaid. So if you can work, you're going to have to work. And when they say work, and then when they say if you're able to work, if you're physically able to work. So if you're a mother or even a daughter or son, they're taking care of, or a father, they're taking care of your kids or your parents, which happens.
Absolutely, it happens.
And they can't afford full-term care for that.
Right.
They have to work.
See,
either work or they can do schooling too. So.
All right, so this is the thing that drives me nuts about these very greedy, very, I believe, horrible human beings. All right, first of all, for those out there that hate paying taxes, let me just say you're probably, my guess, middle age. All right?
Yeah.
Let me guarantee you that when you get to a certain age, you're going to want Medicaid.
Yeah.
All right?
And you're going to want your parents to have Medicaid.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because without Medicaid, your elderly parents are living with you or you're living with them, taking care of them, but you can't quit your job to take care of them because you're going to get dinged for that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why we have been shouting to the top of our lungs that we need some kind of universal health care. Yeah. I had this conversation with my doctor just this week, and he said, I don't understand our lawmakers. Why aren't they going to these other countries? And there's many countries, many countries that have, quote unquote, like universal health care. He said it works.
Yeah.
Go to these countries, pick and choose what works for them, what will work for us, and make it a deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we can't do that. We can't do that because people don't want to pay Medicaid.
Right. But you don't want to pay taxes either. So,
that's the problem.
So you're paying insurance. Somebody is paying your insurance premium. If you're not, your employer is. Some of you might have great employers say, okay, 100% we'll pay it. But most of us don't. Most of us, it's like 80-20 is a good deal.
Those days are long gone.
Yeah. And there are some places where they get you a cheap, very cheap insurance.
Oh, we'll get you insurance.
And you have to pay half of the premiums and probably half of the pay as your co-payment. And doctors' offices have to deal with all different kinds of insurances. And they have to know all these different codes they have to do. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And if anybody who's ever been charged when they shouldn't have been charged, or they should have been charged, but they don't get the bill until 3 years later, it is a nightmare. And if you had one place for all these places to work with that had all your records, it would just make things simpler, I think, and probably less expensive.
It works. All right. I understand that. I understand that Obamacare is not the greatest thing in the world, but I do understand that what we have right now is crap. Yeah. I mean, we have a great deal because we're retired.
Right.
But there are people out there that's got some really crappy insurance.
Yeah.
But that's all they can afford.
Right.
Their premiums are probably high. Their deductibles are probably high. For the love of God, let's get some people in here that can fix this system, because this is stupid.
There's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way. And it all starts with this big, beautiful bill. I mean, they're cutting everything and they're brother, and everybody wants to save a nickel on their taxes. I'm sorry.
Then you get, no. Then you get to 2027, well, the fiscal year 2027.
Yeah.
Actually, which starts the federal fiscal year starts on October 1st, 2026 for 2027.
Okay, so we're coming up on it.
So in October, the federal SNAP administration funding drops from 50% to 25%.
Say that again.
The federal SNAP administrative funding. So right now, the federal government pays for 50% of the funding for SNAP, which is supplemental. Supplemental nutritional. Well, I just totally lost it. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty much food stamp. Well, what used to be called food stamps. Now you're getting a card that's an electronic benefit transfer card.
Okay.
And so those things are going to be cut. So the states have to pay 75%.
And right now they're doing 50-50?
And right now they're doing 50-50.
Okay.
Now some states have are just you want to put that chart up there.
The new one?
The
second one?
The new one, yeah.
Yep.
They've already done things like the worker rules, where adults 18 to 54 without dependents must work, train, and volunteer 80 hours a month. More people are losing that eligibility.
Sure.
States can afford asset limits, kicking more families off of SNAP. So the state has to pay a bigger share, which will start in October. And the plan used to set benefits is frozen. So right now they can't increase it. They have to go with what it is right now. So, yeah. So some of these places, like some states, are saying, okay, that's what you want us to do, and we're good with that. We think that's a great idea. We're going to do all this stuff. We're going to take people off. We're going to kick people off. We're going to enforce it.
Absolutely.
Right. Let's get started. Let's do it now.
Let's do it now.
And
let's do it now. Yeah.
And of course, Texas has got a 23% increase in food banks. So,
yep.
Arizona food bank visits now exceed the SNAP participation. More people go to the food banks than are on SNAP. Hey, that's great. The federal government loves that. Yeah.
Well, people have to do what they have to do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, so what this is it shames people. It's like, okay, we're gonna shame you now. If you're gonna be poor,
yep,
you got to show everybody you're poor. We don't want you giving you a card and letting you go and pay for your groceries in line like everybody else does. We're gonna make you line up at the food bank. Well, and they have carloads of people lined up at the food bank. So.
This kind of fits into that situation. Back when I went to school 150 years ago, kids that got free lunch.
Yeah.
By the way, in Michigan, everyone's lunch is free.
Right.
Everyone's lunch is free. Thank God for Whitmer. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
But anyways, because in my day, if you got free lunch, you stuck out because you had this little coupon, and everybody knew.
Yeah.
So, kids, as generations went on, kids stopped doing it.
Right.
They just didn't eat.
I'm not going to eat. Yeah,
I'm just not going to eat because people know.
Yeah.
And they felt so embarrassed.
Yeah.
So what does our state do?
Yeah.
They give out free breakfast, and they give out free lunch, and they give out free meals all summer long. That's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as you said, with people that used to be on food stamps.
Right.
Oh, you would know. You would know.
Yep. Yep. I'm going to let you know because, you should be ashamed and they'll get you off further. But it also stops people from getting on them in the first place.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. What we don't quite understand yet is that people have to eat, and they're going to get food one way or the other.
Yep.
Either they will go on assistance, or they can't go on assistance, or they're going to steal.
Oh, yeah.
One way or the other,
yeah.
they're going to eat.
Yeah.
They have to eat.
Okay.
So, anyways, I'm sorry.
No, that's right. Nutrition assistant program. So, supplemental nutrition assistant program. I knew I had it written down. Okay. Anyway, that's what some of the states are doing. Some of the states, like California, they're putting $108 million into their Cal Food to fill the gaps and to supplement their food banks. New York, they're suing Trump. I'm saying for this big beautiful bill.
Yay, New York!
They're not just sitting over and rolling over.
Yay,
I know,
New York.
I know. I think that's great. Illinois, they're allocating state funds to cover the rising costs and prevent benefit loss. Minnesota, they're strengthening outreach and legal aid to help residents keep their benefits. So, see, a lot of this, it's great to say, okay, we're going to get these people off and they got to do this, this, and this. Well, some people don't realize that when they're being told they have to work 80 hours every month, right. That there are people that are that can get out of that they're not talking about some people, and they could still keep what they're doing. There are exceptions to the rule, but they don't know that, right. and so Minnesota is saying, okay, come to us. We'll see if you have to follow this, and we'll see if we can keep you on SNAP. But they're offering legal help to do that because you just don't trust me. I'm working with getting a relative on Medicaid, and I have no idea what I'm doing. But we can afford to get. I can afford to get a lawyer, and so to help me. But
right.
Doing it on my own, no, I couldn't do that.
No, you couldn't. You can't. There's no way that you can.
There are certain things that are happening. It's not a simple thing. It's not just one person. It's a family, and so there's other things you have to do to protect the other person.
Well, see, and that's the thing, and we touched on this before in another show. All right, so you're married. Mm-hmm. You're not, but what I'm saying, you're married. You've worked years and years and years and years to grow your nest egg. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's this fine line. Yeah. All right. So you have a few $100,000, mm-hmm. let's say, between you, in a trust or in a
retirement fund or IRA or something. Yes.
All it takes is one of those spouses to have to go into long-term health care. The other one gets screwed.
Yeah.
They get screwed.
If you know what you're doing, they have to spend everything down until they have nothing. Well, basically nothing.
Right.
You can have a home and you can have a car, but it means you have to sell or do something.
It's just it's pathetic what we have to do. And again, if you go on to other countries, what they do for their health care, for long-term care, it's amazing what they do. Again, I'm talking to my doctor the other day, and he said, I said, not our generation. We're going to be fine. Yeah. All right. Possibly my kids, but certainly by the time my grandkids, they're going to go bankrupt.
Young kids right now can't afford homes, so you don't even have your home to sell to do this stuff. It's like,
but he said the number one reason for people to go bankrupt these days is still health care. Because healthcare is bankrupting people, and that I believe in one of the richest societies, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Why are we letting this happen?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you why we let it happen. Because we're electing people that don't give a damn.
They don't think about it, or I don't know. I don't know whether they don't.
Well, because
think
it
about
doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect them.
It doesn't come to them,
because they're making all kinds of money.
Yeah.
And they can pay for their insurance after they're thrown out of office. I don't know. Just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like states like Florida, Texas, and Tennessee, they're not offering anything to make up for what the cuts are going to be.
Huh. So, shocking.
Yeah. I know.
Shocking.
Know. But they pay real low taxes. So, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Especially Florida, I would think maybe it's not where everybody goes to retire anymore. I hope not, because really they're not going to get any help there.
My aunt and uncle retired down there because they had a wonderful health care plan down there back in those days.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's the case anymore.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I don't think that's the case. But that's too bad.
Yeah, it's other things that are going to go into effect after the midterm elections. Remember we used to, and this one went into effect last year. I just didn't know about it, so I circled it. It used to be if you bought energy efficient appliances or furnaces, things like that. I bought an energy efficient furnace about 5 years ago. I got to deduct that part of that from my taxes.
Yep.
No, that stopped. You can't do that anymore.
Because he never cares about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I talked to you about the no taxes on tips, the auto interest, the enhanced standard deduction for seniors. Our standard deduction went up to $6,000. Guess what? At January 29, right before the new president takes over, that's going back down to 2,000.
I'm sorry, but these bastards have it all figured out.
Yeah,
they do. I mean, they're all like a bunch of crooks.
They really are.
They have it all figured out that the new person is going to take the hit on that for something that they did 2 years, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that everyone forgets about it.
Yeah, they're hoping everybody remembers that you gave it to us, but they won't realize that you're the one that took it away, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. So and everybody needs to remember this.
Yeah.
And who's ever running in 28, and they need to start
keeping this in
January
mind.
1 of this coming year, they need to start. Just keep reminding people what's in this big, beautiful bill, what's in it, when it ends.
And this is what they passed. This is about the only thing that they passed in the last 2 years.
They've done nothing.
Yeah. So.
Except make people's lives miserable.
Right.
The very people that need the help are the ones that's getting screwed.
Yeah.
While Trump and his family and his cronies are making billions off of this administration, they're stepping all over the people that many of these people voted for them.
Right.
And they don't care.
And they're doing all these cuts because they can't afford them anymore. We just can't afford them.
Yeah, we just can't afford them anymore. We need to cut tax on the billionaires.
We need to do this. We need to do this. Yeah. Yeah, we need to do it for the billionaires. Yeah, who are building AI centers, AI centers that employ maybe 50, maybe 100 people.
Maybe.
But take up all of your energy.
Yeah, they just suck it up.
They suck up all your energy. So, and pollute the land. Yeah, so.
Yay them.
Yay them.
Yay them.
So, but it will add to, the billionaires' billions.
Oh yeah, it helps their bottom line.
Want that?
I think the average person, they don't even think about the bottom line because their bottom line is
they're at their bottom line. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And they couldn't possibly care less about some billionaire's bottom line, and they shouldn't care about their bottom line. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see what happens in November as things are shaping up, and it's too soon. I get it. It's too soon.
It is.
Man, I hope
just
people
keep
wise
things
up.
in mind. Just look it up yourself. We can be wrong.
Yeah,
we can definitely be wrong. But we just want to let you know. Be aware. Be aware of this stuff.
Yep. So buyers beware.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Let's see. We're going to always keep an update on the upcoming election because that's always a thing.
We may talk about the Trump's Binky sometimes.
His what?
His Binky.
Oh, God.
The little lady that goes around with the...
Natalie.
Natalie, yes, that goes around with the printer and prints out all things that are bright and sunny.
We can, there's so much stuff happening with him. But he's running scared now. He's running scared.
Yeah, a couple of people that he backed in the last primary did not get it, so who knows? Who knows?
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you posted on all of that.
Okay.
All right.
Stay tuned and like and subscribe to us, please.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.